That's some bad business, even for them. We'll give you whatever help we can. Don't worry about that. Now, assuming you could build this thing, what exactly does it do?
The Institute uses teleportation to get...
Teleportation? If anyone can make hits, I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime, make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it. That can only help our cause.
I wonder if the data I'm collecting is
Yes?
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Here you go.
Wow. What a mess. Looks like, encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
It's real. I got it from an ex-Institute scientist.
Seriously? I didn't know you could be an ex-Institute anything and still be breathing. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. But, you can get started on what he calls...
Good work, Sturgis.
Well, don't thank me yet. Here's a list of what you'll need for the... While you're working on that, keep in mind, I can already see... Like if you had... and it's...
I just want to trade a few things.
Hey.
We must find the men of
You're
science
tuned to
and
Radio
institutes of
Freedom.
learning. Surely they are out there.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Hello, sir.
Have you found someone that can...
Hey, General. Man, I could really use a cigarette.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to lighten the load. Or,
The Commonwealth can be the enemy just as much as the Institute. We've lost plenty of sense to hate mongers.
Yes?
I want to trade a few things.
Of course.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
You know, things are looking up. I can feel it this time.
Yeah. I hope you're finding the broadcasts useful.
Perfect.
That issue is one of my favorites.
Let's trade.
Howdy. General.
Walk 100 miles. I knew there was a pile of caps waiting for me at the end.
What's the... angle here?
Man, you really like to wander, don't you? I've seen more of the wealth with you than I have the rest of my years combined.
I wonder what this looked like before.
Hey, Sturgis.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yeah, ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this crazy contraption. Here's a list of 3. I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Thanks, Sturgis. I'll get right on this.
Good deal. One thing to keep in mind while you're building this, it all needs to be wired together so all the pieces can talk to each other. I'll see you over at the building site.
Yeah.
This mug for too long. Might be time for a new face. Daz would greenlight the occasional mission to help out humans. Sometimes, just a little bit of help goes a long way.
I want to trade a few things.
Just gotta make sure we've got enough power.
Some Blamco mac and cheese.
Huh?
Or maybe Mirelurk steaks with sauce.
Make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. Have to make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. Have to make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor. Have to make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Make sure it's all on the same grid. All the parts have got to be able to talk to each other, you know.
Huh?
To make sure this is on the same grid as the rest of the signal interceptor.
Hey, Sturgis.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I
Gotta be honest with you. I feel more comfortable with
just get on the platform. I'll do the rest. Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean.
Father, what's
It's
going
me.
on? What's happening?
I'm your dad. Yes, it's me, your dad. I'm here, Sean.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. Let's start.
Father? That's your name? Your
Father is mine.
Just...
But I need... You have... It's good to... I am.
It's really you? After all this time?
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
hell of a story. But I guess it does make sense.
I'm glad you're willing to accept the truth. It's quite encouraging. At that time, the year scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
I think I see where this is going.
Then perhaps you already understand why it was necessary for the Institute to acquire me. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so I am their father.
Sean. It's really you.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
I don't want to hear any more right now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these...
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. The Institute... You've been in...
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves here. And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Coming to you from,
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's a third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on Batch 274?
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing.
So good to have you
Young
here.
Wally must be
Dr.
close to
Clayton
10 years old
Holdren,
by now.
head of the bioscience
It's remarkable
division.
that any child
I
can
can't wait for
survive
you
for
to see
so
the work
long
we're
up there,
doing.
don't you think?
It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of... You probably saw the gorillas.
Seems like there's nothing you guys...
With hard work and ingenuity, I'm sure
Uh-huh. I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as Dr. Volkert. You won't find better medical...
Dr. Carlin, a retrieval team sent back preliminary test results from one of our surface crops.
Go on.
The specimens are showing an abnormal growth rate. They were designed to thrive in the radiated environment. Didn't expect these results.
Peculiar result. I'd like it brought back to the lab so I can test the rate of cellular degeneration.
I'll let you know immediately.
Got it. Got it.
Sensor alert. Engaging.
Contact! Make every shot count. Everybody okay?
Sweet.
Something's out there.
Standing down.
Get up! Get up!
Keep him off me!
Scanners detecting sentient life. Alert level elevated.
Made it. This time.
Nice.
Area not secure. Negative sensor read. Weapons cold. Scanners clear. Weapons hot.
Glad that's over.
Terminal only. I'm in.
Personal record, Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program have repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone...
This is Dr. Elliot reporting for the Bioscience Division. March 22-24. We just received another batch of subjects, but as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The two most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our research on synthetic organics requires new avenues of exploration. Additional Commonwealth subjects will not help.
Hey, General.
It's the same problem across the board. Exposure to too much radiation. We need someone new. There's a proposal we'll be putting forward. I am not entirely comfortable with it, but it seems the best course. This is Dr. Elliot with the official report for the Directorate from Bioscience. The date is, August 2178. I'm pleased to report that, as has been the case during my tenure, crop yields exceed expectations. In point of fact, everything down here is fine, with one notable exception. Dr. Frederick has informed me that the Directorate has pre-approved research on samples of the FEV virus, which he already has in his possession. Now, I'm not one to question the Directorate, you all know that. I don't even want to know where this came from, but, well, this is troubling. Dangerous, possibly. I will do my best to make sure risks are minimized, but I really do hope that the consequences are understood.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
It's great to have you here.
Rosalind is as smart as she is beautiful. I just wish I could get her to notice me.
All systems nominal.
The Institute is my life. I hope it'll be yours too.
Excuse me, Doctor.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking...
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might... So, now that you're here and you...
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find taught. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
I'm trying to learn chess, but the computer always beats me.
You're here. Glad you made it.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do.
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
Scanning. I am seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads
We're all
together.
looking forward to working with you.
Report anything suspicious to the SRB.
Maybe I should take some courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see. Courses on the hunt are relentless. If you see one, you should stay out of its way.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Doc.
So, here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
If the synths want to be free, you should let them.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless.
But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I hate to break it to you, but your courser wasn't all that tough.
Then it's likely the unit was defective. It's rare, but faults can occur from time to time. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'm good for now, thanks.
Very well.
Carry on, sir.
Operating at full capacity.
No visible reaction to the K-14 combat.
Scanning. Unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just doing it for fun.
Rushed work is sloppy at best, and deadly at worst.
Doctor.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
That's amazing.
Oh, well, a lot of us do that. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us. Well, that was productive.
Yes?
Child synth prototype may truly be the key to our future.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do want to get back to work.
I'm good for now, thanks.
All right.
Father has accomplished so much.
You can return to your duties.
Is it true food supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
People on the
That was
surface
my
have got it
favorite
pretty
one.
bad. Makes me thankful for being down here.
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available. Greetings, sir.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've accomplished. None of it has been easy. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, the superior synth...
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creations. When you see what I have to show you, I think you'll agree that we know what is best for our synths. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang. His memories have been under his leadership. I've dispatched them.
We'll bring that synth home.
That would be best for everyone. Now you should get moving.
Access to grind. Well, I have a ton of things interesting.
I'm ready to move in, sir.
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word there's someone else here.
I'm thinking
I guess it's
next
clear
time I
after
go
all.
to town,
Thought I
I'll
heard
dress up
something
as a
move.
Mr. Handy. If I
Oh,
pull
no,
that
you
off,
don't.
I'll be a legend.
Use a Batman show and you'll never go hungry again. You should have given up.
I'm in the mood for some Blamco mac and cheese. Ooh, or maybe Mirelurk steaks with salsa.
Oh, man. I always wanted to say that. Rock, will you? I've got things to do.
This partnering up, it's weird. Sometimes I just want to pop a stealth boy and bug out.
Man, I could really use a
You
sit-up.
call this a fight?
When will they learn?
I've had this one for too long. Might be time for a new face. That all you got?
Taking damage!
Just relax, Techhead. You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688.
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, sir.
funny.
Karma's paying off.
Give up now.
Here we go.
Hold up. To reset the synth's cognitive functions, speak the recall code out loud. The code is Gamma 7 Epsilon.
The Minutemen aren't afraid of you. Something's out there. Steady. Yeah, stay gone.
Well done. Judging by your gear, I'm gonna guess you two are agents just like me. So, made it to the top. Is the Institute so desperate for resources that it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs?
B592, initialize factory reset, authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
What? You okay? Gabriel, can you hear me? Shit! That's it, huh?
This is X688. Ready to reload with your claims?
You'll regret this.
Father's work has been a real inspiration for me.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
Sean.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue...
Gabriel and his gang were sick bastards, hanging their victims up like...
While we can do nothing for Gabriel's victims, we can at least take comfort in the knowledge that the threat has been removed. But I couldn't have hoped for a better. While you were away, you'll find all the basic necessities. Go and have a look.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption to a minimum. Don't recharge. Also, haven't patched your navigation software. Last thing we need is synths bumping into walls.
Good evening.
Your new quarters are here, sir.
Hey there.
I'm listening. When you're finished here, sir, Father wants to see you.
Our technology must seem pretty advanced by your standards.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many of us.
Son.
Ah. Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
After everything I've been through to find you, I think you already know.
I'm sorry, Father. Of course. You're right. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that you've been in contact.
They mean well. They're only doing what they think is right.
You dealt with Libertalia. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad.
Sounds pretty simple.
Hopefully, yes. But it's important. We also don't want the Brotherhood of...
I'll act quickly. You can count on me.
You'll have a contact waiting for you just outside Bunker Hill. Good luck.
Hill. What it lacks in personality, it makes up for in greed. No wonder it's such a success.
I've been waiting for you.
Sorry to have held you up.
Try and keep up. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection.
Right.
The situation appears we move in.
Hey, I'm gonna need some of your grenades. Hand them over.
Very well. Our targets are being sheltered by a man named Stockton. Limited backup will be available to us. Use these only if necessary. Here are the recall codes. Follow me. SRB intelligence reports indicate that the synths are being held below the main... The mission's parameters just changed. We're going shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Only open for the key.
We will kill you if we have to. Just leave.
Nothing to report, sir. Engaging hostile hold point.
Don't move, Agent.
such a good firefight.
Put your hands up.
Damn it!
Lost visual. Right here.
Kill him!
Sensor anomaly detected.
Don't look.
Valuable Institute property.
Who's there?
Let's do this.
I'm in. Your destruction is inevitable.
Bunker Hill is ours. Can't take much more. Need help here.
Are you sure you want to? How many are you?
Bunker Hill is ours. Wrong move, pal. Again. Can't take much more. Bunker Hill is ours. Jumpy tonight. Trash him.
What's that noise? Huh? What just... Shit! Still here?
Steady.
Let's do this.
Go ahead, run. I need a break. Bunker Hill is ours.
All right, Synth.
Please.
Z322, initiate reset. Authorization code, Gamma 49 Typhoon.
Here they are.
God, it's a Courser.
Oh no.
Issue the reset codes and we'll relay back to the Institute. Time is critical.
You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
B257, initiate reset. Authorization code Theta 93 Stratus. No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Y915, initiate reset. Authorization code Beta 77 Tempest. I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
F633, initiate reset. Authorization code Delta 62 Arcus.
That's all of them. Just return to the town. Make sure all hostiles have been eliminated. I will bring evidence back to the Institute. Visit the Father upon your return, and goodbye.
Well, don't need that stuff anymore. Bunker Hill is ours. That wasn't in the script.
No prisoners.
Heads up, they went dark. Thing looks green.
That was him, the stranger. He was right here. Where'd he go?
Here's that holotape you gave me, full of Institute data. I hope.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I can make heads or tails of it.
The Institute isn't our enemy, remember?
I know, but it never hurts to be prepared. Just in case they decide the Commonwealth isn't big enough for the both of us. All the good stuff on here is going to be encrypted. So the first job is to see if I can crack it. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe.
Excuse me.
Is there something you need?
How are you feeling?
I'm glad to have the chance to return the favor. After all the help you gave me. Anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates. This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there.
Hello? What's that? Going to explode! What's that? Engaging hostile life form. Engaging. Smashing! Critical failure.
This is only gonna end one way.
Don't look, but I think we're being watched.
Before I met you, I'd go whole days without massacring a bunch of things. Honest. Anytime you want me to carry some of that valuable gear you're lugging, you just
Sometimes it's hard to take Des seriously. I remember when she was a green recruit.
Son.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It's not so bad, really. People manage.
Perhaps. But at a cost too great to be worth it. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
They kept me alive, too.
They did, indeed. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but extra.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Sean, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. Well, it's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you work.
There's always a risk. It was worth.
I'm glad you... The railroad... And you, well...
Sure.
Please. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important. Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's... important. Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ao has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
Of course.
Really? Well, there's no shame in being out of the loop, as it were. The project has been classified for quite a long time. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground. I'm not talking about some abstract concept with every advance, many compromise.
In this world, I'm sure compromise is necessary.
Quite right. For thought, Phase 3, it will ensure.
Sounds like an important step.
That's... The reactor is close to ready, and to how you...
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ao. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please. As I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be serious.
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
This can't be happening. I only just found you.
I've had the same thoughts more than a few times. But we cannot let this stop us. Our work must continue. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will...
Right.
X688 sounded very impressed with your work at Libertalia. He doesn't give praise lightly. Hold on.
had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once.
I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us. But for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Busy.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ao has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International...